The Ottoman Empire's reach and influence are foundational to understanding the dynamics of its expansion and the challenges it faced, particularly in Europe, against figures like Vlad the Impaler. And in Anatolia, at its zenith, the Ottoman Empire was a formidable political and military force, spanning 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. Its influence extended through strategic conquests, extensive trade networks, and cultural exchange, shaping the political landscape of the regions it governed. This reach was significant as it played a pivotal role in altering European politics. The Ottomans controlled crucial trade routes and possessed a sophisticated economic system, making them a dominant power that European kingdoms found both a threat and a fascination with. The expansion into Europe often challenged existing powers, as seen in their sustained campaigns against the Byzantine Empire, culminating in the fall of Constantinople in 1453, a defining moment that marked the end of Christian Byzantine rule and ushered the Ottomans into a protracted engagement with European kingdoms. 2 illustrative examples of the Ottoman reach include the Siege of Vienna in 1529, which underscored their ability to project power deep into Central Europe, and the Battle of Mohács in 1526, which decisively crushed the Hungarian kingdom and opened the door for greater Ottoman influence in Eastern Europe. These engagements demonstrate both the opportunities and the hostilities faced by the empire as it expanded its territories. Supporters of the view that the Ottoman influence was a key factor in European development might argue that their presence spurred the Renaissance's spread and the eventual age of exploration, as European powers sought new paths to the east to circumvent Ottoman-controlled trade routes. Yet, this expansion was not without opposition. Figures like Vlad the Impaler emerged as formidable resistors, reflecting deep local animosities and desire for autonomy, highlighting the contentious nature of Ottoman encroachment. Critics often point to the oppressive nature of Ottoman rule in certain annexed states and the empire's role in suppressing local cultures and religions as an alternative perspective. To these opponents, the empire's influence was not merely a source of development, but also of destruction and cultural erasure. In the broader narrative of Ottoman expansion, the empire's reach into Europe and influence over Anatolia are critical components. They not only defined the regional geopolitics, but also set the stage for future conflicts and alliances, influencing cultural and political tides that resonate to this day. Understanding this reach thus helps contextualize the ongoing legacy of the Ottoman Empire in shaping modern Eastern and Southern Europe, as well as the Middle East. The expansion of the Ottoman Empire faced numerous challenges, with significant resistance occurring in Europe, notably from figures like Vlad the Impaler, as well as within the Anatolian region. The concept of Ottoman expansion challenged primarily refers to the resistance faced by the Ottomans as they sought to extend their control, meeting military, political, and cultural opposition. This resistance was crucial in shaping the geopolitical landscape of the time. Vlad the Impaler, the voivode of Wallachia, famously opposed Ottoman advances into Eastern Europe. He employed harsh tactics to protect his territory and prevent Ottoman encroachment. One of the most gruesome examples was the use of impaling as a psychological deterrence against the numerically superior Ottoman forces. His efforts, although brutal, played a critical role in halting Ottoman advances temporarily. Another significant episode was the Battle of Belgrade in 1456, where Hungarian forces, led by John Hunyadi, successfully defended the city against an Ottoman siege. These events underscore the significant resistance the Ottoman Empire faced in its European ventures. Proponents of Ottoman resistance highlight the region's cultural and religious diversity as reasons for opposing a centralized Ottoman authority, which typically enacted Turkish and Islamic influences. The efforts against Ottoman expansion are seen as pivotal in preserving the regional identities and preventing a homogenization under Ottoman rule. However, These resistance efforts were not without controversy. Critics argue that leaders like Vlad engaged in excessively brutal tactics that caused widespread suffering. Moreover, alternative historical viewpoints suggest that resistance to Ottoman rule sometimes acted as a catalyst for more authoritarian local regimes, which could be just as repressive as Ottoman governance. Resistance to Ottoman expansion significantly influenced other areas, such as fostering alliances among European states who viewed the Ottoman threat as a common enemy. This often transcended religious and cultural divides, uniting Catholics, Orthodox Christians, and others in the face of Ottoman aggression. In Anatolia, local tribes and emirates occasionally resisted as well, motivated by a desire to maintain tribal autonomy and avoid external dominance. Ultimately, the challenges to Ottoman expansion were a defining aspect of their interactions with Europe and Anatolia, shaping not only military strategies but also diplomatic relations of the era. As a result, the Ottoman Empire was compelled to reconsider its expansion tactics, which in turn influenced its broader political policies and imperial ambitions. The phrase, "the rise of the Ottoman military machine," encapsulates the transformation and strengthening of the Ottoman Empire's military forces, which played a pivotal role in its expansion and dominance from the late medieval period to the early modern period. This military sophistication involved the integration of advanced technologies, effective organizational structures, and strategic innovations, positioning the Ottomans as one of the most formidable powers of their time. The development of the Janissary Corps, a highly trained elite infantry that embraced new firearms technology, and the use of large-scale cannons during sieges exemplify this military evolution. These advancements were crucial as the Ottomans sought to expand their empire across Europe and into Asia. The significance of the Ottoman military machine lies in its ability to assert Ottoman influence over vast regions, including parts of southeastern Europe, where they came into conflict with powers such as Hungary and the Romanian principalities. The military prowess of the Ottomans enabled them to overrun large swathes of territory, challenge European powers like the Habsburgs, and defend against the challenge posed by figures such as Vlad the Impaler, who resisted Ottoman rule in Wallachia, becoming a symbol of defiance in Europe. A quintessential example of the Ottoman military might was the Siege of Constantinople in 1453, where the Ottomans, led by Mehmed II, employed massive cannons to breach the formidable Theodosian walls, effectively ending the Byzantine Empire and cementing Ottoman control. Another example is the Battle of Mohács in 1526, where Suleiman the Magnificent's forces decisively defeated the Kingdom of Hungary, leading to the partition of Hungary and the expansion of Ottoman influence into Central Europe. While many historians laud the Ottoman military's efficiency and adaptability, some critique its reliance on centralized power and the vast resources required to maintain such a large force. Challenges included managing diverse troops from across the empire and dealing with internal dissent or logistical issues. Furthermore, as European powers began modernizing their armies during the 16th and 17th centuries, the Ottomans faced increasing difficulty maintaining their previous military supremacy. The rise of the Ottoman military machine directly influenced the broader dynamics of power in Europe and Anatolia. It laid the groundwork for confrontations with European states and local rulers like Vlad the Impaler. These interactions highlighted the growing resistance the Ottomans faced, which eventually led to strained resources and the gradual decline of their military dominance, signaling shifts in the balance of power as new challenges emerged. The Ottoman Empire's expansion into Europe, vividly embodied by the clash with figures like Vlad the Impaler and its movements in Anatolia, marks a critical junction in the empire's history. At its core, this period illustrates the Ottoman ambition and the significant resistance it encountered as it sought to consolidate power across both Eastern Europe and Anatolia. The Ottomans, under leaders such as Mehmed II, endeavored to extend their influence westward, presenting a formidable challenge to European sovereignties and altering the political landscape of the region. The encounter with Vlad the Impaler, or Vlad III of Wallachia, is an influential example of this turbulent era. Known for his fiercely independent stance and brutal methods, Vlad resisted Ottoman control, symbolizing the staunch opposition faced by the empire from European leaders. His resistance, marked notably by the infamous impalement of his enemies, underscored the intense and violent pushback by local rulers against Ottoman encroachment. Similarly, in Anatolia, the Ottomans faced internal challenges, battling local Turkish tribes and kingdoms, which reflected the complex nature of governance and control within the region. This expansionary phase is crucial, as it highlights the geopolitical shifts and strategic engagements that characterized the late medieval era in Europe. It not only underscores the Ottomans' military prowess and logistical capabilities, but also showcases the significant opposition that thickened as they pushed through diverse territories. Such dynamics underscore the dichotomy between expansionist ambition and the natural resistance it provoked. However, the narrative of Ottoman expansion is layered with controversies and differing perspectives. While some view the empire's advance as a hallmark of Islamic power in a predominantly Christian Europe, others paint it as a period of cultural and religious clashes, emphasizing the resistance as a defense of European sovereignty and identity. These views underscore a broader discussion about the nature of empire and its implications on local cultures and states. Furthermore, this aspect of Ottoman history interconnects intricately with other elements, such as the empire's continual evolution of its military strategies and administrative reforms, necessary to deal with the challenges of ruling a diverse and often resistant population. The resistance in Europe and Anatolia would shape Ottoman policies, influencing how they negotiated power dynamics with local rulers and populations. In conclusion, the Ottoman expansion and its challenges in Europe and Anatolia provide a compelling glimpse into the empire's aspirations and the formidable resistance it faced, shaping both regional dynamics and the broader historical tapestry of the time.